welcome back to Gardner Edgerton High School. Tonight it is the Blazers and the Falcons of Olathe South. Brian Ragland with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth alongside Will the Thrill McIntyre pulling double duty with the camera and the scoreboard as Blazers come into tonight's game with a record of 4-8. Olathe South at 8-6. We had words with Coach Wallace earlier today. We're going to take a quick timeout on the McCarthy Auto Group half pregame show. And we'll have a word with Coach Wallace. And the Blazers coming off a nice win in Lansing on Tuesday, giving them a 3-game winning streak. Could have been 5 with a few breaks with that overtime loss to Olathe South and that buzzer beater against Campus in El Dorado. We'll have some more words with Coach Wallace here in a second on the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show right here on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Gardner Edgerton fans. The McCarthy Auto Group is a proud supporter of youth sports across the Blazer Nation.
If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle or you need service or body work done, we hope you'll visit one of the 11 McCarthy Auto Group locations. Visit kccars.com for over 3,000 new, certified, and pre-owned vehicles. Our inventory covers most every make and model and prices to fit every budget. The McCarthy Auto Group, with locations in Olathe and Overland Park, Kansas, and Blue Springs and Sedalia, Missouri.
Go Trailblazers!
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Planet Sub, where you can enjoy Coke products along with 250-foot-long Barely Pop for the big kids. Planet Sub, 921 East Lincoln Lane in Gardner.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. Don't forget on Wednesdays, senior citizens can get 10% off their purchase. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, across the street from American Computers.
The Design Company Salon. New owners and the same great service but with a new look. Go check them out, 136 East Main in Gardner.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
When you're Kansas City born and raised, you know just how much meat matters. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers. They're hard at work every day, in every store, so you never have to settle for something prepackaged out of state. They're so sure you'll love their KC Pride beef, they even back it with a 200% guarantee. Stop by Price Chopper tonight, where they cut meat, never corners. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Talking with Coach Wallace on the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show. Blazers coming off a 3rd win of a row over Lansing on Tuesday night, and we were just talking about, hey, right now you're going to take the wins that you can take. You got 3 in a row. You kind of look back at it without the buzzer beater against Campus, the first round in El Dorado. You know, nice little 4-game winning streak and ball rolling, but still you'll take the 3.
Yeah, so in the last 5 games, we lost by 2 in overtime, lost by 2 on a last-second shot, and then we've won the last 3. So these guys have really shown a lot of improvement over the course of the year, which is, the goal that we're playing our best now. And we got 7 games left, and obviously Olathe South tonight is going to be a really good challenge. They've won a lot of games this year and against a lot of tough teams.
When you take a look at your style of offense and the plays that you have and everything, how deep into your playbook have you gone into implementing with this team so far?
I think every year I kind of change some things based on our personnel. But, we're pretty deep. If you ask Coach White, our varsity assistant, always gives me a hard time about how many plays we have. But we've gotten used to a lot of the things that we're doing, and we're able to execute a lot better. And really our offense has improved a lot over the last 5 games, which makes our defense look better because the other team's having to take it out of the net instead of off the rim or off turnover. So, and I really felt like that was a big problem for us, was our offense and our execution and our shot selection. And once we've kind of gotten that figured out over the last 5 games, it's really helped us become a better team and a better team defensively.
Obviously, the team's kind of understanding your concept and the way you're wanting things done.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Coach Langer was a great coach, but his defense was a lot different than my defense. How we do things offensively is a lot different. So there was a big learning curve, even though we had this summer together. Some guys were in and out. You know, summer was great, but I wish I had this group of guys for 2 years, and I think we'd really be hitting our stride next year. But right now we're playing great ball, and we got 7 games left, and I think the guys are excited about how we can finish the season.
You're talking about Olathe South tonight, that is, you know, one of the top teams in the Sunflower League, and this is probably the good time to come up with Olathe South after having 3 wins in a row and having the tough loss to campus in Olathe East.
Yeah, they're a really fundamentally sound team, both offensively and defensively. Defensively, they're where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there, and they play really hard on the defensive end. Good scouting report defense. And then offensively, they're real patient. They got 2 bigs that can score, and then they got a really athletic guard that gets the rim, offensive glass, and then they got another guard that can, shoot it and put it down. So they're a really, really solid team.
Obviously, when you got guards that play like that, you need to be quick on that first step so you don't get that half step behind when they start driving.
Yeah, so we've been talking about guarding our yard or guarding for 2 dribbles so that our defense can get rotated and that sort of thing. So that's been a big emphasis. No matter who we're playing, we got to be able to guard guys off the dribble, because that's such an important part of basketball these days, is being able to guard dribble drives. And we can't allow straight line drives. We got to make guys make moves so our defense can get rotated, and hopefully we don't have to rotate our defense at all.
Well, good luck tonight. Let's go get win number 4.
All right, thanks for being here.
Stick around. Coming up next, the starting lineup and the tip-off right after this on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. Give them a call for their $59 complete heating system inspection. Call Sean with Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, 638-1647.
American Computers. Never feel intimidated about going to a computer store. John and the boys are always happy to help you understand your computer better. And if something needs to be fixed, they will help you understand what's going on. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight.
Blazers Restaurant. After every Blazer football game, Blazers will be open till 11. So after a great game, stop in and get a great burger. Blazers Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
These are some of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
To sell meat in the barbecue capital of America, you've got to be on your game. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers in all their stores. And they back their KC Pride beef with a 200% guarantee. If you're not fully satisfied, they'll give you a replacement and your money back. So when you want the tastiest, juiciest steak in town, look no further than your Price Chopper meat department. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Kansas on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball in their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Ryan Ragland back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Will McIntyre alongside as he's pulling double duty with the graphics, with the scoreboard and the camera tonight. As Olathe South comes into town, Blazers coming in at 4-8 as they are riding a 3-game winning streak. But as you heard Coach Wallace talk about, they had that overtime loss to Olathe South or Olathe East that, you know, you get to the end of the regulation, the Blazers had a couple chances, just couldn't get the ball to go in. And then you have the buzzer beater that happens with, you know, it just happens with Campus, one of the top teams in the state. So it's kind of hard to get all that going, but you know, a few breaks here and there, you're running yourself a 5-game winning streak. Really imperative for the Blazers tonight to come out on a big lead. We said that with the girls' side, but guys have the ability. This is one of those teams that not flashy, doesn't have that massively standout player, but they work really, really well together. You've got some really good bench players, and one player that will not be playing tonight, and that is Ethan Reynolds. As, get this, Will. Are you ready for this? Ethan Reynolds broke a rib in gym today. You want to guess what he was playing?
Dodgeball.
Ultimate football. I got nothing. What are you going to do? So I told him, you know, and I'm giving Ethan a bunch of grief down on the bench. I told him, I said, that's about as bad as Percy Snow riding a moped at training camp up in Wisconsin and getting in an accident. I can't even remember what he did, but he broke something, ankle, hyperextended something. What's he doing riding a moped? And I guess Percy Snow was jacking around on it or something. I don't know, but so Ethan Reynolds out tonight. Don't know how long he's going to be out, but yeah, me and Coach Wallace giving him some grief. But you've got Tyler Rollwagon still out there, and you know you're losing a good quality player. And Ethan Reynolds, the 5'10" sophomore, so you get to see him a couple of years. But this is one of those teams where you need to get something going, and you've got a chance to get that 4-game winning streak going against a very good team that can give you problems. You know, and the Blazers are a team that can give other teams problems also. Should be interesting to see how it turns out. We're going to take another quick break on the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the announcements of the starting lineups and the tip-off right after these messages on the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. When your car looks good, you feel good. See how good you can feel today. Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. 620-1253.
Humphreys Family Dentistry. For the best in general dentistry, Humphreys Family Dentistry will give you the smile you've always wanted. Make your appointment by calling 856-2333. That's 856-2333.
The Design Company Salon. Check them out on Facebook, and while you're there, you can book your appointment at the same time. The Design Company Salon, 136 East Main in Gardner.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
When you're Kansas City born and raised, you know just how much meat matters. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers. They're hard at work every day in every store, so you never have to settle for something prepackaged out of state. They're so sure you'll love their KC Pride beef, they even back it with a 200% guarantee. Stop by Price Chopper tonight, where they cut meat, never corners. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Ryan Ragland back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth as we're about a minute away from the announcements of the starting lineups with the Blazers and Olathe South. As our next broadcast, we'll be right back here next Friday. And that will be our final video broadcast of the year, as the next two Friday nights will be on the road. And then the ultimate final will be at the graduation in May. And now we go down to Brian McGee at the announcers table with the announcements of the starting lineups.
Your home team, the Gardner Edgerton Trailblazers. Tonight's contest is sanctioned by the Kansas State High School Activities Association. We encourage all fans, players, participants, and coaches to follow the behavior and sportsmanship guidelines set forth by the KSHSAA. Please help us to maintain a positive educational atmosphere, and remember to enjoy the game. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please rise in honor and remembrance of those who have served and continue to serve our country as the Trailblazer Pep Band performs our national anthem. And now our starting lineups this evening. First, from the visiting Olathe South Falcons, a 6-foot junior, number 4, DJ Stubblefield. For the Gardner Edgerton Trailblazers, a 6-foot junior, number 3, Tevin McKelvey. From Olathe South, a 6-foot 6-inch sophomore, 13, Brandon Eccles. For the Trailblazers, a 6'6 senior, number 4, Brody Marshall. From Olathe South, a 6'7" junior, number 15, John Boyer. For the Trailblazers, he is a 6-foot junior, number 12, Preston Roar. From Olathe South, a senior, number 24, Kobe McKenzie. Trailblazers, a 6-foot senior, number 15, Tyler Rollwagon. And from Olathe South, a 5'10 senior, number 35, Alex Wallace. For the Trailblazers, a 6'4" senior, number 33, Blue James.
And there's your starting lineups for both Gardner Edgerton and Olathe South. Olathe South coming out with 2 seniors, 2 juniors, and a sophomore. Blazers coming out with 3 seniors, a junior, and a sophomore. I have a feeling, Will, this is going to be a pretty interesting game. I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty interesting game.
Yeah.
I mean, these two. I couldn't tell they were saying that. I don't like that chant anyway, but it kind of seemed to me that maybe they were doing something different. I don't know. But it just looks like matchup-wise, these two teams might be pretty good. I just have a feeling this might be a pretty good game. So strap up your sneakers, Will. I think this is going to be up and down game tonight. Want to remind everyone, HD broadcast brought to you by Capes Homes Heating and Cooling. Make sure you give Sean Capes a call. Cold weather isn't gone yet, so make sure everything's ready to go the next time that Arctic vortex hits. That wasn't too much fun. Blazers get the ball to start the game. McKelvey got lucky getting rid of that one. Tried to hit Rohr in the corner. He misses the three-pointer. Rotates it back around. Now Marshall tried to drive the lane, lost it, but got it back. Marshall and McKelvey both had a hand on the bucket or on the ball and knocked it out of bounds, going to Olathe South. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the alert button. And every time we hit the air, you'll get a notification. And the bucket. First points of the night, and then turns around for 3. No good by Olathe South. Blazers, same thing, need to keep Olathe South off the boards. A lot of interior passing by the Blazers. Rohr's going to drive the baseline. Feeds it to Jennings, coming in the baseline as he draws a double team. Nice assist by Rohr, as Jennings has 2 quick buckets. 5:50 to go in the first. Blazers not switching off on the screens. We're going to get a foul on Marshall. But that was a nice job on Marshall, getting Eccles in a bad spot on the side of the bucket and really didn't have an angle at it. But Marshall's going to pick up his first foul. Stubblefield with the bucket. First points for Olathe South. Cuts the lead down to 1. Olathe South coming out in the 2-3 zone now. Really, well, they were, and then they just switched out of the zone to a man-to-man. Nice backside feed to Jennings. Can't hit the chippy. Marshall finds Jennings by himself. Jennings has 6. Luke Jennings with all 6 points for the Blazers. As Coach Morrow wants a timeout. And right now the Blazers doing a nice job with motion and keeping Olathe South on the offside as they're collapsing down on the double team. As we saw earlier, Rohr drives the baseline, finds Jennings coming down the lane. Clock stopped at 4:54. Make sure you drop us a line on the chat room on YouTube. Love to hear from you. Tyler's in there. E-Man is in there. You can get in there and start a conversation with those two. Sure, that could get interesting. I think a little hesitation off that screen might have cost Olathe South with a nice look at the bucket. Stubblefield, or check that, that's Boyer with the bucket. As he found a nice little open lane, got an easy chippy. McKelvey trying to get that first move on Stubblefield, couldn't quite get it, misses the shot. That's a good matchup to watch throughout the night. Those two can match up speed for speed. Left-handed layup no good by Brady Johnson. Three-pointer by McKelvey is good. McKelvey for three. Extends the lead out to 4, 3:30 to go in the first. South really working that Blazer defense with a lot of the long passes. Fadeaway jumper, baseline no good. One and done for Olathe South, 3:05 to go in the first. Jennings going to go with the left-handed layup. No good, but he's going to go line to shoot two. Boyer gets his first foul of the night. And he misses the first one. Not quite as quiet as Allen Fieldhouse will, but it got kind of quiet there a little bit. Jennings gets that with the second one. And he hits it. He has 7 of the 10 points for the Blazers. .301 to go in the first quarter. Warner comes off the bench. Ends up guarding Eccles, but Eccles gets the bucket. Warner, one of the big guys, he's able to go pretty physical with anybody in the Sunflower League. McKelvey with that first step, and the foul bucket is good. McKelvey flexing a little bit of muscle there with that first step, as the foul is going to be on McKinley. Second team foul. And that one's just a little bit strong off the iron. But Marshall with the rebound and the putback. Doubles up Olathe South, 2:18 to go. And I have a feeling McKelvey's probably going to start that first step a little bit quick again. He's going to test the Falcons. Reverse layup, no good. Roll wagon with the rebound. Pushing it up court. And backs it off. McKelvey with that first step and just got his dribble a little bit outside of him, and then he got the bad angle, lost it, and hit the baseline. Kelby's going to take a seat with 5 points with 1:55 to go in the first, so he's going to catch a good breather. And Marshall's going to sit down. Olathe South, their offense is really overloading one side of the lane, and you can tell they're trying to get it fed to the weak side. One and done again for Olathe South. Entry pass to Jennings, nice position. A little bit strung off the glass. It was an easy layup, easy bucket for Jennings. But he had good spacing knowing where he was. 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Olathe South really spreading out the offense too. And one and done again. Olathe South will get the ball to start the second quarter. If Rollwagon would have got that pass a little bit cleaner, I bet he would have pulled the trigger on that three. Drive the kick out to Rohr for three. Good! Top of the key. Get the assist. To Keyser. And the easy layup on the baseline, good for Boyer, excuse me. He has 4. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Blazers lead 17-9. Take a timeout. Be back with the second quarter right after this on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. No need to drive all over the place for the best tools. Ace is the place and the new home for Craftsman tools. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware, 159th and Muir Lynn in Olathe.
Blazers Restaurant. Don and Wally have been proud supporters of Blazer Athletics for 15 years, so it only makes sense they own Blazers. Stop in and tell them thanks for their support. Blazers Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
Planet Sub. Sign up for their P-Sub Club, where you can get updates on debuting menu items, specials, exclusive coupons, and a free sub on your birthday. Planet Sub, 921 East Lincoln Lane in Gardner.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Blazers leading Olathe South 17-9. Luke Jennings comes up hot with the first 6 points for the Blazers. He has finished the first quarter with 7. McKelvey comes in late with a three-pointer and a bucket with the foul. He has 5. 2 for Brody Marshall and a three-pointer with a nice assist from Keyser from the top of the key. Hatcher scoring for the Blazers. Blazers come back out in the man-to-man. Brady with that first step was quick. He was looking for the contact, didn't get it. And now Olathe South kind of bringing up their defense a little bit as Kobe McKinley's coming up against McKelvey. Jennings misses another easy. He was looking for the foul, looking back at the ref and didn't get it. As they're going to get the foul. Oh, they got it on Warner. I thought he said 34. He got it on Warner. And for 3, in and out, easy rebound for Rohr. Warner in there strong with the rebound, fighting for it again. They're going to have a jump ball. It's going to stay with the Blazers. And I'm not exactly sure how strong John Boyer is, and I'm sure he's pretty strong. But I'm pretty sure that Warner's just as strong too. And those both, let's put it this way. You had two forces going opposite directions. I'm surprised the ball didn't pop on them, the way they were fighting for it. 7 minutes to go in the half. McKelvey for 3, airballs that one as Rohr rips it away from Eccles. Try to get to Marshall, partially blocked. Trying to get ahead to McKinley, taken away by Marshall, up ahead to McKelvey, sidesteps right into the layup, no good, but gets the foul as he's going to go up to the line to shoot 2 free throws. It looks right now to me, Will, it looks like the speed factor has to go a little bit to the Blazer side. Looks like anytime it starts going run and gun, Olathe South might be just a little bit behind the Blazers. Blazers 1 out of 3 from the free throw line in the first quarter. McKelvey gets that for the second one. And he hits it. Gives him 6, doubles up Olathe South score, 6:30 to go in the first half. McKinley kind of looked at it, lost the ball for a second, picked it up, and then got the foul on McKelvey. As DJ Stubblefield's going to check back in for Olathe South, as Brady Johnson's going to take a seat. As McKelvey tried to pull the charge out of it, but it really didn't matter because Boyer missed the easy shot.
Carry.
Yeah, they're going to get a carry on the ball and roll wagon. That's going to be a turnover. I got a drink you need to try. You ever try Kickstart? They have one called banana and orange mango. Or I mean, it's pineapple and orange mango. That. You're sitting there with this body armor. That made me think about it. That's good stuff. Maybe I need to get a hold of Pepsi and sponsorship that way. That would not be bad. Shot missed. Roll wagon with the rebound. Quickly up ahead to Luke Jennings. And we're going to have an offensive foul. I was busy watching Jennings. I didn't see what Marshall did. Okay. I'll have to look back at it and see, but he must have. Must have been the heavy contact after he dished the ball off. As it gets knocked out of bounds. .5:20 to go in the first half. Pretty quick paced game, but Stubblefield loses it, picks it back up. Nice job by Warner. Tried to dish it off to McKinley, and he gets the foul in the bucket. As the bucket is good on the foul. I didn't see who they got the foul on. I think it might have been they got that one on McKelvey. Misses the free throw. That could have been a travel, and they missed that. I'm not sure Tyler could have taken 3 more bigger steps on that one and missed the travel. So poetic justice, I guess, as it goes out of bounds. Clock at 4:50 in the first half. McKinley takes the shot. Leaves a little bit strong, 1 and done. The Blazers need to keep Olathe at that. No real heavy pressure by Olathe South right now. Roar's going to, I thought Roar was going to pull up, gets it to Warner, doesn't get the roll, but gets the foul. That was a nice look. Nice look by Roars. I thought he was really going to pull up for that 6-footer. Good with the first one. As he gets set for one more. Hits them both like it's nothing. Extends the lead back out to 9. 4:09 to go in the first half. Nice job. They crushed down on the double team or on the drive. Keyser couldn't get the floater, left it a bit short. Olathe South really expands their offense out, really gets the spacing as McKinley with the bucket. Clock at 3:35. Pull up, no good. Warner with the rebound. And I'll tell you what, that's a hard foul right there because Warner split 2 Olathe South players to get the rebound, and one of them just happened to be in the bad spot. We'll have to see who they call it on. I think that's a tough call either way. They're going to get that Boyer. Jennings with a turnaround jumper, no good. Jennings has gone cold after his quick start in the first quarter. Kick it out to McKinley for 3 in the corner, no good. Warner doing a nice job standing still, making him go around him, but then they're going to get him with that foul as he was forcing Eccles to get around him. Eccles with 2 points, his first trip to the free throw line. Getting set to check in, I believe, is Jack McMillan. Warner taking a seat. So he's going to catch his breath. Misses them both. So Blazers catch a break on that one. Still trying to get inside to Jennings, and Jennings right now, he can't buy a bucket. It's either just can't quite get over the hoop or it's too strong off the other side, but Jennings going to the free throw line. But you can really tell what Coach Wallace is wanting to do. He's really trying to get Olathe South heavy on one side and trying to get him to come down up on the double team and really working it inside. As Jennings hits that one. Rolled it strong. And now the fouls are coming. Will, we've had first quarter actually went pretty quickly, and then all of a sudden they're starting to come fast and furious. Stubblefield going up the line for 2. Hits that one. Five points for Stubblefield. 2:30 to go in the half. Olathe South slowly chipping away at the lead. And there's a tip pass by Stubblefield. He's going to go with a left-handed layup and good. So just like that, lead's cut down to 4, as the Blazers had a 20-11 lead at one point early in the second quarter. .145 left to go in the half. McMillan with the drive. Coach Morrow wanted to travel, didn't get it, as McMillan goes up to the line. And he hits it. As he gets set for one more. Gets the good friendly bounce at home. 1:35 to go. You see how they're overloading one side. Three-pointer no good. Nice job by Keyser for the rebound. Rollwagon's going to take it for 3. A little bit off. Jennings with the rebound. McMillan's got his arms like his man. I am wide open. Luckily picked it up. Rohr's going to go ahead and take it up himself a little bit strong off the glass. What did I miss? I didn't see what he was calling. Did you hear what he said, Will? Okay. Play on. Under a minute to go in the half. Possession arrow to the Falcons right now. Oh, nice spin move by Boyer, or Eccles, excuse me. Nice move on Jennings. Look for the Blazers to set up a last shot. Kick out to McMillan. They're going to take it for 3, just a little bit off. McKinley with the rebound. Now Olathe South looking to go double dip. Leaves it up, Schultz. Rollwagon with the rebound. Sidesteps, leaves that one up off. Rohr gets it to Jennings. Fade away a little bit off. 12 seconds on the clock. As Coach Morrow says, we need to take a timeout and slow this down. They will have the ball and get the ball to start the half with 11 seconds left. Wants a 30-second timeout. Make sure you drop us a line on the chat room on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you get alerts every time we hit the air. That way you won't miss anything. And make sure you share the broadcast. Let everyone know about it. And you showed me this burger, Will, in KCK. We're gonna have to take that burger, and we're gonna have to go to Blazers, and we're gonna have to have competition. Because there's some mighty good burgers in Kansas City. I want to know where Wally's burger ranks. And it's going to be high. We already know that. Brady Johnson for three at the buzzer is good. So what once was a 9-point lead for the Blazers at 20-11 get outscored 11-3 in the second quarter. That's not what you want when you got a team like that down. You need to stay on top of them. We're going to take a quick timeout. Be back with the McCarthy Group halftime show coming up in a minute on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Gardner Edgerton fans. The McCarthy Auto Group is a proud supporter of youth sports across the Blazer Nation.
If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, or you need service or body work done, we hope you'll visit one of the 11 McCarthy Auto Group locations. Visit kccars.com for over 3,000 new, certified, and pre-owned vehicles. Our inventory covers most every make and model and prices to fit every budget. The McCarthy Auto Group, with locations in Olathe and Overland Park, Kansas, and Blue Springs and Sedalia, Missouri.
Go Trailblazers!
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. Contact Sean for any home indoor air quality products that you might need or be interested in. Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. 638-1647.
American Computers, your one-stop shop for all of your computer needs. Stop in and see what all they have in stock. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight in Gardner, across the street from Trails West Ace Hardware.
Blazers Restaurant, serving Gardner's best burgers made fresh every day since 1976. Blazers Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
These are some of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
To sell meat in the barbecue capital of America, you've got to be on your game. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers in all their stores. And they back their KC Pride beef with a 200% guarantee. If you're not fully satisfied, they'll give you a replacement and your money back. So when you want the tastiest, juiciest steak in town, look no further than your Price Chopper meat department. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Kansas. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you'll be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Blazers lead 23-22, but led 20-11 early in the second quarter. And something I didn't realize till I got down looking at my book, Will. Blazers didn't get one field goal the whole second quarter. They were 7 out of 8, or check that, 6 out of 8 from the free throw line. Outscored in the second quarter 13-6. And it wasn't, that, they didn't have good looks or anything. They just flat out didn't make them. Luke Jennings had a couple point blank shots. McKelvey had a couple drives. Rohr had a couple kickouts. Just couldn't quite get anything going. And, we talked about the one thing that was keeping them in it was keeping Olathe South off the boards offensively, one and done. But, little by little, they just chipped away. They scored one, a bucket. Blazers would score a couple free throws, a bucket, 2 missed free throws by South. Blazers would hit one. Southwood hit a couple free throws and then a bucket. Blazers hit a couple free throws. And then Olathe South comes back with a bucket and a three-pointer. So that's 5 points. When you have them down by 6, you hit a bucket and a three-pointer at the buzzer. That takes it down to 1. And we're doing the drawing for the iPods, for the iPod. We'll go ahead and carry this real quick. Well, that one, I wonder if he turned off the microphone. He might have. I'll have to talk to him again about that. We were going to carry it, but they're giving away a big cancer awareness day-to-day with Coaches Cancer, the National Association of Basketball Coaches. They have the big deal. They have it up at Sprint Center. You know, I have not been to the Sprint Center to see that whole basketball display up there. I hear it's pretty cool.
I haven't been there either.
You haven't been there either?
No.
You've been there more times than I have. You've actually worked there, haven't you?
Not
at the Sprint Center? Oh, I thought maybe you had. Okay. My bad. But, you know, the Blazers really have to, they're going to have to finish shots. Blazers really going to have to finish shots to get anything going, because they're not going to be able to go, you know, quarters or anything without scoring any field goals. Free throws won't cut it. At least you're hitting them. You're 6 out of 8. But Blazers had plenty of opportunities to get something going, so we'll see what happens. Olathe South scratched and fought their way back, down by 1 after they were down by 9 early in the second quarter. We're going to take a timeout, be back in a couple minutes with the third quarter right here on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. When your car looks good, you feel good. See how good you can feel today. Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. 620-1253.
Planet Sub, where you can receive $6 credit on your next order after every $50 spent. Planet Sub, 921 East Lincoln Lane in Gardner.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. Proudly serving Blazer fans in Gardner and surrounding areas. Call Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning at 638-1647.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Amazing barbecue. The Kansas City Strip. If there's one thing this town knows, it's meat. That's why Price Chopper Butchers take the time to cut meat fresh in-store daily. None of that prepackaged stuff shipped from out of state. It's also why Price Chopper backs all their KC Pride beef with a 200% guarantee. If you don't love it, you'll get a replacement and your money back. No questions asked. Price Chopper. Kansas City born and raised.
These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Kansas high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you, the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth, as we're getting set for the second half. Easy thing for the Blazers need to do. They just need to finish shots. A lot of good looks on the inside in the second half, or in the first half, just not able to get them to go down and stay a little bit more in control defensively. I think they can keep doing what they were doing. They were keeping Olathe South off the boards. Second chance opportunities really weren't there for Olathe South early in the first quarter pretty much. And Olathe South really doesn't have much of a run. Their biggest run were the 5 points they scored off the last 2 buckets to end the second quarter. So defensively, Blazers can just keep doing what they're doing. So we'll have to see what happens as Olathe South will get the ball to start the second half after that 3-pointer. Our next broadcast will be Friday, as we'll have the pregame starting at 5:15 with the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show. And that will be our final video broadcast of the year, as the next 2 Friday games are on the road. And I have a pretty good suspicion, Will, that next year's broadcast schedule will be expanded a little bit. I'm just saying. Would you believe I had someone ask me if I would be willing to give up the broadcast and let someone else do it?
I heard. You told me.
Are you kidding me? Really? Luke Jennings, nice job on the rebound to get the tie up, so it goes to the Blazers. Looks like South's going to come out in the 2-3 zone. Nice space and reverse layup to Marshall. Good. Assist by Jennings. That's how you break the zone pretty nicely right there. Johnson goes down, drives the baseline, kicks it out to Stubblefield for 3 and good. Stubblefield hits it. 25-25 the score. Stubblefield has 10. Marshall with the left-handed floater, back-to-back buckets for Brody. Then Johnson's going to take it for, back-to-back buckets. For Olathe South, as they've hit 3 straight 3-pointers. Ball tipped away from McKelvey. Johnson comes up with it over to McKinley. Switches hands, can't get the layup to go in. McKelvey with a nice touch pass to Jennings, and Jennings gets it to go in. Jennings now starting to get back into it a little bit. Blazers retake the lead, 29-28. This is the up and down game I kind of thought we might have, and that flat out. That was a travel on Boyer as he just kind of lost his footing. Clock under 6 minutes in the third. As Rohr finds Jennings back underneath, and he gets the foul in the bucket. Kind of hard to see the contact from all the way over here, but Jennings did a nice job, and that was the same layup, reverse layup that he did on his previous bucket. Looking to extend the lead out to 4. And he hits it, gives him 12 points on the night. A little bit of breathing room for the Blazers after they lost a 9-point lead. Drive on the baseline to pull up, hard angle by Eccles. Eccles had actually, and you can see from the angle of the camera, actually got himself in a bad spot and found himself behind the bucket, actually. 5:20 on the clock in the third. Blazers have the Falcons really overloaded. Rollwagon's going to take it for 3. Good! Tyler Rollwagon with his first points of the night. Just like that, extends the lead out for the Blazers to 7. Now kind of gets it back to where it was before. Bad position again by Boyer underneath the bucket. Quickly up ahead to Jennings, and the jam! Jennings wakes up the crowd with the stuff and makes it a 9-point lead for the Blazers. Johnson pulls up for 2 and good. 37-30 to score, 4:18. It's a full timeout taken by Coach Morrow. We'll take one, too. We'll be back right after this on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
American Computers. Regardless if you need help with a desktop, laptop, network equipment, or peripherals and accessories, American Computers can get the job done. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight Road in Gardner.
Blazers Restaurant, serving Gardner's best burgers made fresh every day since 1976. Blazers Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, proudly serving Blazer fans in Gardner and surrounding areas. Call Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning at 638-1647.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
More than 7.7 million American teenagers participate in high school sports every year, including about 103,000 here in Kansas. They're all learning essential life lessons, like the importance of hard work, time management, and self-discipline, skills that are helping them become better leaders and more active, responsible citizens. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Blazers with the ball, quickly breaking the press, gets it to the hot man Jennings. Can't get the kiss off the glass. South quickly back the other direction. 4 minutes to go in the third. Jennings waking up the crowd with that jam. Almost got away from Boyer. Little double pump fake, or Eccles, excuse me. Cuts the lead down to 5. As Marshall just kind of a fadeaway, couldn't get the touch on it. This is when you need to get back to some quality possessions. Eccles backing up against Marshall, leaves that one short. Rollwagon comes up with it. Coach Wallace calling out a play, telling him to set it up. No pressure by McKinley. Marshall on the weak side in the turnaround and good. Marshall has 8. 2:55 to go in the third. Stubblefield trying to get quick against Rohr and gets the lucky bounce. Gives him 12. Starting to go back and forth from 7 to 5 point differential. McKelvey with a little stutter step, lost it, and they're going to get a foul. As McKelvey, as soon as he drove, trying to get the ball up for the shot and kind of lost control of it. But they're going to get Boyer with the foul. That's going to be his third. Nice feed to Rohr off the weak side. Easy bucket. Gives him 5. Preston doing a nice job getting the start tonight. And that's going to be, oh, are you kidding me? They're going to give Warner the block when he was clearly there before Johnson on the drive. but they're going to give Warner the foul, and that's going to be his third. That's a close one. What do you think?
I'd charge.
Okay. Hey, as long as I had the minority. But like I always say,
sitting there waiting.
well, I thought he had been there for a little bit.
He had the campfire and the marshmallows going.
Even Jimmy Johns was saying that was quick. Johnson misses the first one. Warner's going to take a seat. Gets set for the second one. Hits that one. Cuts the lead down to 6, 41-35, 2:09 to go in the third. I thought Keyser was going to pull the trigger on that one. Now up, passed it up, and he gets the layup, and the bucket is good. Nice job by Keyser. Twice he had to look at the three and passed it up the second time. He saw the parting of the Red Sea by Noah and says, I will take it, thank you very much. And he gets the free throw. Back to a 9-point lead for the Blazers. 1:40 to go in the third quarter. Eccles going up against Marshall, trying to go to his left and then back right. And they're going to get the foul on Rohr. It's going to be his first. Tyler's going to take a seat for a little bit.
As far as the foul calling, it's about tied with the first quarter.
It's not bad. Yeah, but something happened that second quarter where it got a little silly.
Yeah. Oh God, here we go.
Okay, here's my complaint, my legitimate, absolute complaint. You've got a guy standing there, and that's exactly what Keyser's talking about. You've got a guy standing there literally in front of the plate, watching it. You've got the other guy that's standing 20 feet away, and he's the one that makes the call, and who makes the next call right after that? Now, I'm not saying that wasn't a travel, but I'm sitting around here in the wing. There's already gone the baseline, and that's what he's looking at. And you call the foul, and he doesn't. That drives me nuts. McKelvey drives the baseline, tries to dish it out. Keyser comes up with it. McKelvey with that first step, and he gets to roll. That's the one thing McKelvey really does well. If he picks something up, he's just going to go. That first step is so quick. Johnson's in and out. Rohr pushes it up court. Kicks it out to McKelvey for three. Jennings comes up with it. McKelvey left-handed layup. Doesn't get the roll. Kind of had a weird angle at it. Really couldn't hit the glass for the help. 45 seconds left on the clock in the third. Blazers with a 9-point lead. And they're going to get Marshall
on a hold.
That's always been one of my deals, back to what I was talking about. I mean, it just, if you got a guy right there, I'm going to let him take care of it. I'm watching stuff out here on the wing. That's my spot.
Yes.
We've even seen guys on the opposite side of the court on the wing calling something clear across on the baseline. It's Johnson totally out of control. You can't, okay, they're going to call it travel. And that's pretty much the same thing that happened to Eccles earlier. He just got the leaning and kind of lost his balance. 28 seconds left on the clock. As South will get the ball again to start the fourth quarter. 20 seconds. South coming out to extend the defense to keep the motion for the Blazers going. Jennings, baseline jumper, no good. 3 seconds on the clock. McKelvey with the tip, can't get it to go in. And that's going to be into the third quarter, 46-35 Blazers. Back in a minute on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Humphreys Family Dentistry. Come meet one of the newest and best young dentists in the area. Dr. Julie Humphreys will win you over simply with her smile. Dr. Julie Humphreys at Humphreys Family Dentistry, 434 West Main in Gardner.
Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. When your car looks good, you feel good. See how good you can feel today. Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. 620-1253.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. No need to drive all over the place for the best tools. Ace is the place and the new home for Craftsman tools. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware, 159th and Muir Lynn in Olathe.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
When you're Kansas City born and raised, you know just how much meat matters. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers. They're hard at work every day in every store, so you never have to settle for something prepackaged out of state. They're so sure you'll love their KC Pride beef, they even back it with a 200% guarantee. Stop by Price Chopper tonight, where they cut meat, never corners. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Head into the fourth quarter, Blazers with a 9-point lead. South with the ball. Boyer underneath the bucket, makes a nice move and gets the score. Or check that. Lead was actually 11 and I said 9.
Travel.
And Jennings kind of got caught in the middle. .7:32 to go in the game. Blazers need to keep status quo, doing what they're doing. Keep Olathe South off the boards and keep their spacing. They could have got a foul on Jennings with the hands in the face. Echols can't get that one to go in. Gets his own rebound, but he's going to be fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. These might have been the same refs that were in the Rams New Orleans game a couple weeks ago when they missed the hands of the face like that. That whole deal about New Orleans wanting the game replayed, that's terrible. I was going for New Orleans, but that's just bad. And he hits them both. Cuts the lead down to 7. 7:15 to go in the game. You need to stay aggressive, but you need to have some quality possessions. Jennings backs up strong, left-handed layup, gets the bounce. Jennings with 16. Takes it back up to 9. Blazers again not switching on the screens. Nice feed to McKinley. Tried to reverse layup, couldn't get it, but the rebound goes to Boyer and he's going to be fouled again.
That's 4 on McKelvey. Oh, sorry.
That's number 3. So Warner, Marshall, and McKelvey playing with 3 fouls. Not danger right now, but you don't need any of those 3 picking up number 4 pretty quick. Right now, Olathe South 1 out of 6 from the free throw line. That'll shoot you in the foot. 6.5 to go in the game. South comes up with a full court. Wow, that's pretty ticky-tack. Roll Wagon had pretty much gotten rid of the ball, and they call a foul on the reach, and that's 5 team fouls for both now. More contact there than what you had before. And I'll tell you what, Olathe South and Gardner is now putting the refs in the situation where they have to call these fouls.
Yes.
Both of them are getting purely physical now. And I mean that in the sense that, you know, sometimes fouls like the earlier one was pretty ticky-tack and they could kind of let that one go. Now they're just to the point where, dude, I have to call it. You know, look how you're playing. Nice backdoor screen to Preston Rohr, and good. He has 7. Extends the lead back out to 10.
Oh, that was stupid. That was really...
That was silly.
It's only 2 on him, though.
Yep. That's a good thing about that. .5:59 to go in the game. Blazers starting to get a little bit of a roll here. They had 2 close games against Olathe East, an overtime loss, and lost to Campus in El Dorado in the first round of the Blue Stem Classic at a buzzer beater. Then they come back and beat Great Bend. Or they, who was the first game? No.
Collegiate.
Who was it?
Collegiate.
Yeah, they beat Collegiate. Beat Great Bend, come back and beat Lansing on Tuesday night. Now they have a nice lead against Olathe South, and Olathe South's a pretty good team this year. They're 8-4. They could have got a hands of the face on Rohr on that one against Stubblefield. That was probably a good no call there. But Boyer with the cleanup. Five and a half to go. Blazers really extending, taking some time off the clock, and they can do that with no shot clock in high school basketball. But Roll Wagon saw the lane, left it up short, but he's going to be fouled going to the line to shoot 2. And that's kind of that thing, just, you know, wait for the opening, wait for the good shot, get a good controlled possession. Roll Wagon's first chance at the free throw line tonight. Lays that one short. And he hits that one. Gives him 4. Back to a 9-point lead. Big, strong battle inside with Warner and Boyer. Stubblefield with a long 3. Airballed it, and it's going to be off Boyer out of bounds. Now see the way the call's been going, I'm surprised they didn't get a call on either Warner or Boyer on that rebound. They let that one go. I was kind of surprised. South breaks out of that full court. 4:50 to go in the game. And then, you know, at some point, Olathe South's going to have to start fouling. And Blazers are going to have to start making the free throws too. And that's going to be number 8. That's going to send Tyler to the line. Now we start counting the important free throws to find out how this is going to go. I'm getting on the back side of my tablet here, but I still need to find a another tablet because I love this one. I can't find them. Tyler gets that with the first one. And hits it. And that's just it. Blazers really don't have to force anything. That one gets in and out. Blazers had a 9-point lead early in the second quarter. Olathe South cut it down to 1 with a three-pointer to end the half. Long three-pointer top of the key, no good. Olathe South ended up taking a 28-27 lead. Then the Blazers come out with a 10-0 run to make it 37-28 and have not looked back since. Marshall with the bucket, nice touch. 12-point lead. Olathe South going to have to start fouling here pretty soon. They're not going to be able to let the Blazers take a lot of time off the clock. McKelvey almost had the steal against McKinley. And they could have called a foul there on Rohr, getting him up in the air, and they did, and I'm kind of surprised. Then they called that against Boyer. How do you not call Rohr on a foul, get him up in the air, and then you call Boyer on that one? Wow. Hey, that surprised me, folks. Hey, if that doesn't show I don't call favoritism or anything, I don't know what will. That was, wow. So McKelvey going up to the line. Shoot 1 and 1. Make sure you drop a message in the chat room on YouTube. Yeah, they got to call it. They just have to wait till the ball hits. And I almost wonder if that was intentional by McKelvey, because I don't think I've ever seen him hesitate like that. Now watch McKelvey and see if he does it again. No, he deked him. That's what he did. He got a free shot out of that one.
Yeah. Made him think about it.
Well, I mean, hey, you can try it. If it works, look what it did.
Yeah.
And he hits them both, the lefty. Makes it a 14-point lead. It's a full timeout. We'll take one, too. 3:41 to go in the game. Blazers with the lead. We'll be back in a minute on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Planet Sub, where you can see every Blazer Broadcast Network video broadcast on their big screen while you enjoy a great sandwich. Planet Sub at 921 East Lincoln Lane.
The Design Company Salon. Check them out on Facebook, and while you're there, you can book your appointment at the same time. The Design Company Salon, 136 East Main in Gardner.
American Computers. There's a reason why American Computers is the official computer store of the Blazer Broadcast Network. It just takes a single visit to find out why. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight, across the street from Trails West Ace Hardware.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. That's right, Blazers 14-point lead. And Stubblefield with a quick drive. And that's going to be Rohr's second. Sends Stubblefield up to the line. Leaves that one short. Marshall with the rebound. They could have got McKelvey with a good carry. That ball kind of bounced a little high on him. Blazers taking a lot of time off the clock. 3:15 to go. Yep, Coach Morrow says you got to come up on him, got to make him do something. So McKelvey is going to be going up to the free throw line. As Coach Morrow for Olathe South is going to start bringing out some of the bench guys to get the fouls. And McKelvey hits them both, gives him 12 points on the night. Extends the lead out to 16. And the bucket is good. And the Blazers really not going to push anything defensively. They don't want to draw any fouls. Blazers spreading the offense out. And Marshall was kind of late opportunity getting the ball back to Preston. Clock at 2:43. Really making that Olathe South defense work, and then McKelvey just on the drive, forcing him to foul. Oh, Coach Wallace called a timeout before that. He wants a 30. We will not have the Blazers game next Tuesday, or this coming Tuesday, as I'm trying to get the schedule to pull up. And I'm totally bad at that. I should have had the schedule up, and I should have it with me, and I don't. Pulling up here. They will be playing Shawnee Mission West on the 5th. Shawnee Mission West comes here. Shawnee Mission North comes here next Friday. Then the Blazers will have games at Olathe Northwest and at Olathe West. And then Shawnee Mission East comes here on the 19th, and then the final game, the 22nd, at Shawnee Mission Northwest. So that's the remaining schedule for the Blazers. Our scheduled broadcasting will be back here against Shawnee Mission North. And then we'll have the game at Olathe West and at Shawnee Mission Northwest. And that'll be our final broadcast of the year, as it probably looks like we will not be able to do any of the postseason games. McKelvey back at the line. And he hits it. McKelvey 6 of the last 6. Make that 7 of the last 7. $16-point lead for the Blazers with under 2 minutes to go. And I got to think Coach Morrow is just going to kind of, well, there's a steal by McKinley. Nice feed to Stubblefield. Back to McKinley, and good. Can't be lax. Double team. Keyser, excuse me, tried to rip out of it. They didn't call anything out of bounds off Olathe South. More substitution coming in. Coming up with a double team, they get the foul. As Preston will be going up to the line. .130 to go in the game. Blazers will get the win. And it'll be a big one for them. Preston on the night. That's his first free throw attempt. Looking at one more. Stubblefield with the drive and the bucket. And that's where you just got to let him go. You've got the big lead. So now the deficit's 15. This game's taking a long time, Will. And he hits that one. South still comes out with that full court press. Rollwagon gets fouled with 1:12 on the clock.
Before he even touched him.
Yeah. So 1:12 on the clock. Blazers looking to finish off a win. That goes in and out. That didn't work out well. And gets that one. Wow. I think McKelvey's thinking the same thing I am. Is like, dude, I'm just standing here and he gets around for me. That doesn't, just because he draws the contact doesn't mean you got to call the foul.
Right.
So Johnson going up to the line. In and out. Quick foul. 1:04 on the clock. Whole lot of free throws been shot so far. See if I can count them up real quick after this. Hits that one. $15 just this quarter for the Blazers. That's 16. Seven for South, and McKelvey with the exclamation point. I think he's got some ups. I think McKelvey.
They got him for walking.
What?
Travel.
Man, I gotta sit there and take that off. He still has some ups, all right? Yep. Looks like Coach Wallace Bringing in the starters with a nice hand. Jennings, McKelvey, Marshall. Look for Rohr to come in on the second, or to come out. There comes Preston Rohr with a nice hand. Roll wagon. So 16-point deficit. Got some guys in. It's going to get a little bit of playing time. And Coach Morrow's done the same thing. Top of the key from 3. Caden Kramer. .20 seconds on the clock. Blazers going to come up with a real nice win. And we're going to have to go with McCarthy Auto Group Player of the Game.
Jennings.
Got to go with Jennings, 16 points.
And a slam.
16 points, the slam. McKelvey had hit the free throws down the stretch to secure the win. The Blazers with a 65-52 win. Blazers with the 4th win in a row. Keep the ball rolling. McCarthy Auto Group Player of the Game is going to be Luke Jennings with 16 points. Our next broadcast will be right back here next Friday as Shawnee Mission Fourth comes into Blazer Nation. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay warm. It's supposed to be a great day tomorrow. A little bit of snow coming in next week, but we'll worry about that when the time comes in. For Will, I'm Ryan. Have a great weekend. Once again, the Blazers win 65-52. We'll see you next Friday right back here on the Blazer Broadcast Network.